Hey guys, in today's video we'll be talking about this monitor right here. It is actually made by a company based out of Singapore and I'm really excited to share this with you. Far too long we've had to choose between an IPS panel with beautiful colors for creators and a TN panel with low response times for gamers. Have we finally reached the time when we can merge the two and have the best of both worlds? Stick around until the end of this video and find out. Here is PRISM F270i Pro. It is a 1440p 165Hz IPS panel made for both gamers and content creators. Let's see if it can deliver what it claims. After unpacking the monitor, we find metal stand, which you will need to assemble from two parts, power supply, which comes with UK plug, display port cable, some screws and a screwdriver, and obviously a manual. The package looks and feels quite minimalist, but hey, it's all about the monitor. The monitor itself is quite slick and it has this very small profile bezels all the way around. Normally manufacturers slap this bit of plastic all the way around to kind of make it even, but I like what PRISM Plus did here. On the back we will find proprietary desk stand and VESA mounts and pretty standard I/O. Power, one HDMI, two display ports, audio out and one USB port. I guess this may be for firmware updates in the future. As to performance, let's start with gamers. What are the top 3 things that they're looking for? High resolution, high refresh rate, and low response times. With 1440p resolution and 165Hz refresh rate, this monitor definitely covers the top 2. It does have a 5ms response time, which is a bit slower than a gamer-specific monitors, but it still remains competitive. High refresh rate on its own doesn't mean much though. If your GPU output frame rate does not match the refresh rate on your monitor, this can produce what industry calls screen tearing, and it doesn't look particularly good. To resolve this, monitors use variable refresh rate, which syncs the two and ensures a smooth image. This monitor works with both AMD FreeSync and NVIDIA G-Sync technologies. Here we use the slow motion to show the difference between the standard image and lastly G-Sync. Do be aware, G-Sync on this monitor hasn't been officially certified by NVIDIA, so your mileage may vary. Now heading over to content consumers and creators. What are the top 3 things they're looking for? High resolution, high color coverage, and high color accuracy. This monitor shines once again. While resolution is not 4K, at this size it still looks nice and sharp. The monitor covers 125% of sRGB color space, and it's perfect for general online creators. Coming over to accuracy, I had to recalibrate it, so certainly isn't really out of the box. I found my model had slightly cooler color profile. Recalibration brought it in line with what I would expect. Now I can edit my pictures and videos with color accurate monitor. Talking about color, this monitor supports HDR10. I can't decide if it's any better though. Yes, playing Shadow of a Tomb Raider with HDR enabled may look more contrasty and intense with punchier colors. But as this monitor has pretty low peak brightness of 300 nits, the game looks a lot darker than it should be. Thing to consider about HDR, while it has really progressed well on TVs and all the content there, it hasn't quite caught up on the PC side. There is lacking amount of games you can play with it, and different games have different limitation. So I'm quite happy that PRISM Plus didn't spend too much R&D money going down that path and focused on others. So far so good, right? Well, as it's priced very competitively, they had to cut down on some features. Starting with height and twiddle adjustments on the stand. It only has a tilt function, but they do provide an option to VESA mount it, so you could always upgrade in the future. The menu control is very old school 4-button setup rather than the more modern joystick, which for the initial setup is certainly a bit annoying. On the other hand, the panel actually supports 10-bit color, but to utilize this you have to drop the refresh rate to 60Hz. So if you want to keep your panel at 165Hz at all times, you're going to have to use it at 8-bit color. At the same time, I think that's a good compromise. To conclude, at first I was very skeptical about this monitor, but the more I use it, the more I like it. It's a great panel in what I call a no-frills package. What I mean by that is that you get a modern IPS panel with high refresh rate so you can mix it for business and pleasure while maintaining low cost. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. This monitor is being released early September and it is just short of 450 Singaporean dollars. While it doesn't have a fully adjustable stand, USB hub or fancy RGB, at this price it's a pretty damn good deal. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, subscribe to show your support, and we'll see you in the next one.